just 2 seconds. So now we are live. Okay, welcome to Toking today. I am here with Jennifer. Jennifer, say your last name for me so I don't butcher it.
Carbocci.
Carbocci.
Carbocci. It's easier to say that.
Carbocci.
Carbocci. It's Italian.
I like that.
It's Italian.
Very cool. Well, welcome. Thank you for being in studio today. We already have some viewers coming in, and we're going to start off kind of slow today. We're going to introduce Jennifer, Ganja Girl, to our volcano vaporizer. She has not seen one of these yet, and we are going to give her that first-hand experience. So these are our vape bags. Mine's a little bit bigger because I'm a professional.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start you off on the small one.
Give me the little one. Yes,
But we have our ground up cannabis here. This is
right.
Ice Cream Man. I got a $125 ounce from Health for Life.
Nice.
And they are pretty decent on their discount ounces. I try to get like popcorn buds or discount ounces because I smoke a lot of cannabis.
I'm all big fan of popcorn buds.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a bonger, so they go right in the bong.
Yeah, there's no stems.
Yeah.
I'm kind of OCD, and at the end of the year, I'll have all my stems left over, and I kind of weigh them out, and it's so disappointing. I'll end up with like an ounce, and that's like $300 that I didn't get to smoke.
Health for Life is my first dispensary. I'm a big fan.
Oh, that's
big
awesome.
Fan of Health for Life.
Yeah, they were our first sponsor. Did you do their flower for the first time, or what was your first experience?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was started after I had gotten out of pain management, actually. So I was, desperate to be out of pain, get off meds and, get out of pain. And
so that's why you get your card?
Oh yeah. I started doing edibles and, medicating with it, smoking.
So
I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I tried a little bit of everything.
I'm a little disappointed in Health for Life on their edibles policy. I don't know if you know this, but they do 1 gram of flower per 100 milligrams of edibles. This is kind of common, I'm noticing in some dispensaries, but like actual like edible companies like ELO, Uncle Herbs, these are places that are regulated by the state, and they tell them it's 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. And so you should be able to buy 10 100 milligram candy bars for 1 gram. And if you go to Health for Life and get 10 100 milligram candy bars, it's actually going to cost you 10 grams on your state allotment. So I'm a little disappointed about that, and I'm trying to get the education out about what a gram is. And the edibles companies, I would think they would be doing it right. So if you can walk into ELO itself, you can buy 10 100 milligram bags, and it's going to cost you 1 gram. And that's where I go. I have to drive all the way across town or across Phoenix to get my edibles, but that's how I have to do it because I can't afford 10 grams for 1 gram allotment.
Well, that's interesting. I had no idea because I thought if wherever you went, it was the same. Your allotment was the same. It's not the same.
And they're trying to do that with concentrates too now. Since that Jones case happened, they're trying to say, well, if it takes 2.5 ounces to make 2.5 grams, then if you buy 2.5 grams, then your full allotment or whatever they're going to say. But I made the argument that if you're not giving me the 2.5 ounces with my 2.5 grams, you're only giving me the 2.5 grams worth of that 2.5 ounces. So you're still keeping that, and that's, you can call it trash or not, but it's still usable to somebody. And so
interesting. That's why I make a lot of my own edibles with my oil. I put that oil on anything. I make my food, I put that oil on it. So there's my edibles right there. I don't spend a lot of money on edibles in the dispensary. They are expensive.
Yeah.
They're very expensive. You need to know what you're taking to. A lot of people.
And how much you're getting the allotment for. So today I'm vaping at 425. It's a little high, but usually I do around 380. But this,
now what is this thing called again?
It's a volcano vaporizer. It's by Storz and Bickel. It's a German company here, but
I have never seen this.
Yeah, so the bag right now is filling with the vapors. So hot air at 425 degrees is blowing through the cannabis and vaporizing the flower and just extracting the cannabinoids off of it, the terpenes, the cannabinoids, everything, leaving the flower behind. I usually have my jar of vaped weed in here, but I do not right now. But it turns it from like a green to a brown, basically when it's done, and then you throw it away. There's no carcinogens.
I need to take a picture of this, seriously. I've never seen anything like it.
So right now you can see the vapors are kind of light. I put your bag in there a little early, but see,
is this my hit right here?
This is your bag here.
So
yeah.
I'm just going to hit from the.
I'll show you exactly how to do it.
All right.
So this is the easy valve
First
system.
time right here.
They got a couple different ways, but they all pretty much work the same. Basically, you just put your lips against it and push in. This is the mouthpiece here.
Okay. What am I?
So I'll show you.
All right.
So right here, I'm going to put it back together. Now you just push your lips against that hole.
Right now?
And push in and inhale at the same time. Just like that. Not too hard because it's still, it's a pure vapor of.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that
man.
flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's totally different. It's a totally different feeling too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The flavor is amazing.
Yeah, because you're not burning all the cannabis around it. You're not going to get a
Oh.
flavor like that out of a bong or a bowl. It's just the flavor of the terpenes and the cannabinoids together.
What is this?
That's Ice Cream Man.
Oh,
It's a hybrid, but it's a good one.
oh, that's clean too.
Yeah.
And this is Health for Life. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And this is really the cleanest way to do it. It's a straight vaporized hit. Now, since you've done it this way, describe your first time you smoked cannabis. What did you smoke it out of? How did you smoke
Oh my gosh, I remember my first high. I was 15 bong hits. We were
Bong
sitting
hits?
in a circle in a park, passing the bong
it? And out in
around.
public, huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. It was a very, very, very long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been smoking over 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a long time ago. But
That's good.
I've always enjoyed. I've enjoyed it for a long time.
See, there's such a fear of going to prison just as a medical marijuana card holder to be in a public place and having cannabis on you right now, you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's such a fear that's changed because, like you said, you were a 15-year-old kid. You weren't worried about shit. You were just
I
out
was
there.
just going to say 15. You're really not concerned about that. But
That's
no,
crazy.
but yeah, I grew up in California, and
Uh-huh.
there were a lot of people that did time, unfortunately.
What area of California were you in?
Simi Valley, Southern California.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Grew up with some of the Northern California, Indica, Humboldt County. Grew up on the best weed.
were you a
some of the
surfer,
best weed in the world.
skateboarder kid out there?
Both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ocean. Love the ocean.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I have a friend that grew up out there, Scott Landucci. He was a skateboarder, drummer. He played with a couple of those Southern California bands and stuff out there. But yeah, it's kind of cool growing up in that area. I had to go out there as an adult and try to make it in the film industry. That was a nightmare for me.
Did you go to Hollywood? Where'd you go?
I went to Hollywood. Yeah, I went to Los Angeles. I was right there on Yucca and Cahuenga.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you? You're back here.
I went. I got optioned, and I
Tough
moved out.
life.
And then there was rumors of a writer's strike during my option, so they held off. And then the writer's strike happened, and then for like 2.5 years, I struggled to try to do something. So I laughed and clapped at live shows and to get for $8 an hour, and made every pitch I could make, but just couldn't make it. Just didn't have enough to do it. You know.
Are you gonna do it? Go.
Yeah, that's the big bag.
Oh my gosh! Look at that. Oh, that's awesome.
It's that first bag is so tasty. Yeah.
Nice. That is tasty. You taste everything. I
Yeah.
love that. That is nice.
Yeah, Volcano.
Very
They
nice.
should sponsor us because we do sell a lot on the show. Everybody who's came through our has said they're going to get one. Even people
cool.
watching. So I think they should definitely sponsor us. I
Very
have 2 of them myself. So
First time for everything.
They should
I love
definitely
it.
be putting them out.
I would endorse it. Absolutely. Love it.
So from bong rips to vaporized bags, there's so many different ways to get cannabis in you. Obviously, what is your main passion behind the plant? What do you see the most relief for yourself, and then what are you trying to educate others on?
Yeah, I gotta say, I love cannabis in its natural state. First and foremost, there's so many different ways people to concentrate. I mean, these things weren't around when I was, in the 80s.
Yeah.
This stuff wasn't around. So there's so many new things. I mean, I go in the dispensary now and I'm still blown away on all the product that's in there. So it's amazing that people don't know what they're doing out there, and they don't know the dosage that they're taking.
And then there's so many different. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of great product out there,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of not so good product.
Are you seeing it with the dosing on the labeling now more, or are you still seeing that patients need to be educated on the dosing and how?
Well, I mean, both. People need to know what they're taking. A lot of people, if you want to get high and do it for fun, that's fine. But there's a lot of waste involved also. I hear a lot of stories of, I ate 100, the most I've ever eaten at one time personally, honestly, is 100 milligrams. And
Yeah.
that was just
Just to see? Yeah.
exactly.
So,
and it was, I don't want to do that again. I
No,
really don't.
that was a little much.
It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
just, I was high as fuck for 8 hours, and I was
That's not what you
hard
want?
to keep my if I ever now I know if I ever do need that,
Yeah.
like for if I ever need to be sedated or anything, and just lay on the couch for 8 hours, but
Nothing's get done, huh?
I got things to do.
Yeah.
But
So,
I've heard the
half a bag?
stories. Yeah,
Yeah.
half. Yeah, I'm good for
Half-
25. To medicate for myself, because I do medicate for pain.
Mhm.
I had back surgery. I have 2 screws in my back.
Oh yeah.
So I medicate for pain,
Yeah.
nerve damage, anxiety, depression. I get depressed, folks, every once in a while. And sleep, sleep is precious. So and I'm starting to do more CBDs these days. A little less THC, a little more CBD to get that, to see what that's like and to see how it works in my body. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, when I was doing the concentrates more, I would do half a CBD concentrate, half a THC concentrate, and hit them together. Is that 1-to-1 and just amazing hits. I haven't really done the flower yet. I know we have some decent CBD flower in our stores, but I have not mixed it yet. I think
I've been trying the Honolulu Haze.
Yeah.
Actually, I got at your store.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna be having some new strains come out this week. We're gonna be doing some new. I'll let you in a little secret. So we're gonna do away with the little canisters, and we're gonna do deli style.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
we got some nice big buds
Very
come through, and then you can pick them out.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
we're trying.
We'll get the word out on that.
We're trying to do things a little differently. We're trying to because everybody's got the flower in these little cans, and they most of them is like 9, 10, 12 on the percentages, and our CBD is just like 20. We're hitting 22, 24% on some of those flowers. And I really don't want them to look like everybody else's,
Right.
So I want them to see, hey, this is that
Right.
quality stuff. So
I will definitely get the word out on that. I'll come in and do some pictures. Absolutely.
we'll get you some samples when they come in too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. get that word out.
Well, your CBD is important.
Yeah.
I mean, people, it's I don't want to say it's underestimated because the people love to get high. I'd love to get high. Let's make no mistake. But from medicating, or for the people that don't, there's a lot of people that don't want that feeling.
Relief is great.
They don't want. They want the very low THC, if any. But they want all the effects. So I want to start doing more and letting people know how it works for me, because again. What works for me might not work for you.
Right.
That is one thing that people need to get perfectly clear is I can tell you all day how something does for me and it might not work for you.
Right.
Because I have people tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
I tried it and it didn't work. Well, maybe you didn't do enough. How did they stopped too soon? I'm hearing that. They stopped too soon. They didn't continue it. You have to treat it just like any other, I don't want to say medicine because we're not supposed to say that, but we are medicating with it.
Yeah. Home treatments, there's different ways of putting them in your body, so some people might find relief in vaporizing, some people might find relief on topicals, tinctures. They all have different absorption rates. They all absorb to the endocannabinoid system differently. You can put it on topically, it's not going to go into your bloodstream, so you're not going to get that all over relief. You put it under your tongue, you're going to get 70% absorption, and you're going to get relief within about 15 minutes. You eat something, it's going to get 30% absorption. It's going to take about 30 to 45 minutes, but it's going to metabolize a lot slower and it's going to last a lot longer.
Right.
You spray something into your cheeks, 90% absorption, instantly.
The tinctures are wonderful for that, the sublinguals.
We have that spray right there in front of April that I use, and that stuff, it's got like an alcohol base to it, so it actually penetrates and it just instant. Like my back will be hurting, I'll squirt that in my cheeks and bam.
What do you have going on? What pain?
Oh man, I got like a longer back than most people, it seems like, but I've always been building ramps as a kid and biking. I've crashed so many different things, and I've just been
beating yourself up.
Just mean to myself. Yeah,
that's how mine happened basically.
Yeah.
One thing after another, and I ended up with a couple blown discs. So
yeah, I haven't gone that far yet, but I definitely don't really keep on pushing it.
Be careful.
So, yeah, CBD, THC, getting in there, just relaxing, trying to do things other than
the
surfing.
Topicals are good. Topicals are great.
Yeah.
They are. They're fantastic. I'm doing a lot more of those. I've tried the iLava lately.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like their packaging. They have some pretty interesting containers, like they're square.
Yeah. It's I classify it at high end. I gotta say, because it is a little more pricey, but you get what you pay for. They put a lot of research and love into it. Let's
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
just keep it simple. They put a lot of love into it, and it's a great product. It
That's
really
awesome.
is. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, it's good to find those products that work for you and consistently.
Well,
you know.
that's one thing I want to say too. I told you Health for Life was the first dispensary I went to right out of the gate. As soon as I got out of pain management, got my card, that was the first one. And I was told, and this is important, that it takes a while. 9 months, they told me. And I thought, oh, wow, that's, but it does. It takes a while to figure out what is going to work for you.
Yeah.
And it's not like traditional going to Walgreens and getting your pain pills. It's not going to work like that.
Right.
It's different. And we have to find what works for us and what doesn't. And I think people get too discouraged a little too fast. Something doesn't work once, boom, I'm done.
Yeah.
And
it's a big chunk of their income too.
it's
to
not
try
cheap.
this. Yeah.
No, it's not. And that's one thing too. And I'm an advocate for that. Is these programs, these events that people throw, that the money goes to the veterans.
Yeah.
To help them out with their medicine, because it's not cheap. The
No.
stuff you go to the dispensaries, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
You can get you got to look for deals and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that stuff's not cheap. And medical, that's another thing I want to talk about is insurance. You can't use your medical card.
No.
If you have medical insurance, you can go to Walgreens and use your medical card. You can't put a medical claim in for medical marijuana.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should be able to. It would save them money, but that's another whole issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I know some like companies would have like subsidized accounts that they would allow to use that money for medical marijuana as opposed to like their prescriptions or other things. But that was like kind of like the breaking edge. When I was a bartender at Herbal Wellness, we'd see that a lot. They would there was a couple of companies that would have like a spending amount, and they were able to take the cash out and use it for the medical marijuana. But I don't remember what it was, but they had to have a receipt and they had to turn it in. I was trying to think what company that was, but yeah, I don't know. What some of these progressive businesses were actually allowing it.
Well, doctors are losing a lot of money on me right now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have medical insurance right now.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I don't need it, as far
Yeah.
as knock on wood. Right now I haven't needed it, but when I go to the doctors, you pay a flat fee for whatever you need and you're done.
Yeah.
So, and
It's usually cheaper than the insurance would have been.
And I'm going to the dispensary for what I need. I'm not going to Walgreens or any other pharmacy.
No.
Yeah. So it's working for me.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Hopefully nothing major happens. That's the scary part, is when those major issues come up and no insurance. Then it's medical bills, write them off, bankruptcy.
Right,
That's the next step. Yeah. I was in finance for a while, and that was our advice. It's medical bills. They don't really care. Everybody's got them.
Shall we smoke a pre-roll? Is it okay to light?
We in this location we're not allowed to smoke. That's why we do the vape. But let me load you a fresher one.
Okay.
Let me get you But I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get some cannabis going. Maybe like some kind of whoops. Look at me being a fool. Get some kind of like filter system or something where it'll like not go into the air.
Okay.
Like when I was at Weed
I'm
Maps.
glad I just didn't light it up.
Yeah, Michael Weiser did once. I had
Michael.
I'll push it eventually, but this is my first year.
That sounds like Michael Weiser.
But
Love Michael Weiser.
Yeah.
Did he just light up?
Well, yeah, you get close. I was smelling it because he had a pre.
He had it out. Was he rolling?
No, it was a pre-lit one, so it was already kind of funky. So I was able to stop him ahead of time.
You're like, Michael, no, wait.
Well, usually because at the other place we always just smoked all the time. It was no big deal.
Oh,
But
thank
here
you.
it seems like they got super
This
sensitive.
is lovely, everybody. I have to tell you.
Super sensitive.
Can you take a picture of me doing this?
Yeah.
Here. Hold on.
The smoke detectors go off in a little bit of fog. It seems like.
Here, do like a 10-second video.
I'll hold it down.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
In studio. And we are still live on air, taking photos of Ganja Girl here. That's why the radio's silent. She is hitting this bag, loving the vaporizer. She wanted that pre-roll, but we're going to get her quicker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
well, I wanted to smoke with you. I brought stuff to smoke with you, but I didn't know we couldn't smoke, so.
Well, I'm a bad host. I don't tell the guests anything of how we should approach this, But that's I'll get better at the hosting part of it, I guess, eventually.
That really tastes good. Well, next time I come, I'll have to bring some baking or something, some cookies with the oil that I make.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I just do it for my own personal use.
Yeah, that's a hard thing when you get these, these, even a $30 eighth, it's so expensive to even make edibles when you used to be able to do your own trim or whatever. Even a lot of the dispensaries like in California, you can get trim for, an ounce for like 10, 15, 20 bucks at the most. And, man, I used to live off of that.
Right.
And yeah, here it's so much different.
Sorry.
When did you first get here?
It's in Arizona?
Yeah.
A little over 20 years ago.
Okay, so you've been here for a while.
Yeah.
So you weren't out there for the California cannabis time, the medical dispensaries and...
No. I do go out there. I grew up in Simi Valley, but everybody I know grows out there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So you just have the weed.
The dispensaries, the taxes are so high, and I don't want to be negative, but anybody I know doesn't.
Well, now the
visit
recreational
a dispensary.
But when I was out there during my writing, directing, trying to make it time, it's like 2006 to like 2010. Man, I got my medical prescription for $50. It was because I had a inhaler. They said, "Yep, that works for you. We'll write it for asthma." So I took it. Not even that.
And this was in California?
Yeah.
When was it? When?
2007.
Really?
And it was on 420 because I wanted to get the cells. And so I went. I still had my Arizona ID. So I went to the state DMV and got the temporary piece of paper ID. Went to the doctor with that, and then went to the dispensary that same day. All within that same day, got my ID paper, the doctor prescription, and the cannabis.
All in one day.
On 420, yeah.
On 420.
And I went to it was Major Cells, and so I was getting it was all donations. There was no tax. It was $30 it was crazy.
You got your card though that day.
I got the prescription. It's a piece of paper. I have it here somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
So that day you actually could purchase that day. You didn't have to wait in the mail.
No.
You didn't have to go in the mailbox and wait.
No. You could register for the state program and get other things, but go to state dispensaries. But the regulations in California were so loose at the time. There was so many compassion clubs and everything. It was just so amazingly open that you could just there's so much. And the patients were growing for the dispensaries. So there was so much trim, hash that you just haven't seen before because there's so much cannabis at the time that there was so much extra that they were just doing everything they could with it. So there's butter that you could get anything you needed for medical marijuana. But there's so much good hash and flour at such cheap prices. And later on, we ended up during the writer's strike and whatnot, we ended up moving out of Hollywood to try to save money and still try to make it. We were driving down from Adelanto or Victorville area and coming all the way down to Los Angeles for $20 ounces of trim and picking out all the buds. I would get a half ounce of buds out of it, and just because there's so many little popcorn buds, and then still smoking the trim first, and then ending with the largest bud I could find. That's how I would smoke the worst to the best.
Wow.
And that would last me up until the next time. Until the next amount of money would come in or whatever would happen.
I'm fortunate enough to know people to get some trim to get my butter. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Arizona's so tough for me on that kind of stuff because everybody knows we have the cannabis college and everything, so nobody wants to.
Right,
I gotta do everything legal, over the table. I'll say.
I do like using bud every now and again. I like doing the trim. I like it both, but I like getting some good bud from the dispensary and going and making some butter. That's what I just did. I made it with some sky weed actually.
So I have all this vaporized cannabis from the vaporizer. I have 2 big gallon jars of it, and I was going to extract it with alcohol and see what I can do. But I've actually made edibles with it before. So I know it works, but I'm going to see what the actual oil will test out to be.
Huh.
Yeah. So, but whatever is left over from the vape, there's a lot of that vape weed I have. I don't throw anything away. I'm bad about.
I'm the same way.
Don't waste cannabis, it.
Don't throw it out.
I was broke for so long. I scraped so many bowls and so many resin balls. I cannot throw away.
Even my butter when it comes out of the machine, when you do the trim, you gotta strain that stuff big time. And what I do is I'd let it sit and let it all. And that way it's easier to strain. but when I use bud, it definitely strains a lot easier and a lot cleaner. In fact, the last batch I just did, I used bud, and it actually I got some good compliments on it. I posted
nice
some,
and golden.
oh yeah,
there
well,
was
yeah.
all green.
Well, no, it's green.
Oh, still green.
It's green. Somebody said.
So
somebody made a comment at the bottom of my pages. I posted. I did a steak with I put a slab of the butter on there, and yeah, it's green. Cannabis is green, by the way, you guys.
Well,
somebody made a comment that looked like snot. I'm like,
well,
okay, cannabis is green. By the way, just saying, it's green.
It might be the the magical butter machine that's getting it green, but really, what's happening is the chlorophyll is coming out of the plant and it's going into your butter. Really, what you want is a golden butter, and it's all about that temperature control.
Is it?
Yeah, can you control the temperature on the?
You do what you punch it in and it tells you where to.
The way I make butter golden. On the stove is we'll boil the water, throw the butter and the cannabis and the ground up ounce of cannabis with a pound of butter, throw it in the water all together, let it boil and or let it simmer, not boil. Once it gets in there, turn it down to a simmer where it's just nice and bubbly, not boiling but simmering.
Okay.
The butter will melt, the cannabis will start infusing. You'll see it go from that yellow to that golden color. And just before it starts turning green, that's when you shut it off and strain it all and pull it out. So it starts over processing to that green point, and you'll get a much better tasting butter from it.
What taste do you see? I like that nutty flavor.
Yeah.
That cannabis flavor. I like it.
So you tell there's no chlorophyll in the bag. It's a different taste. You're not burning that. That's what that plant material is. What you're getting into into the butter at that point. It's just over processing. Same with concentrates. You know how in the beginning Arizona concentrates were like really green and dark, and now they're like almost clear.
Yes.
Same thing. They learn temperature control, processing. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the same.
See, learning stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, over processing is a thing even in butter. All right. So, where am I at? What else is new? I've lost my train of thought talking about butter.
Well, 2020 is going to be absolutely amazing.
Are you going to be voting for the legalization in 2020?
Oh, I was just going to say, well, you just had Michael here, right?
Yeah.
Michael Weiser with Normal. Normal's tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll be giving them a plug real quick. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. And, yeah, Michael is, amazing. That man sleeps with one eye open and one eye shut, I believe. I do believe this.
Yeah.
Tirelessly all over the place and working for the laws and working for us and working for the people. Capital is Monday, I believe, the 13th.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Isn't it? Is that Am I right?
That's what he said, right, April?
I think
I
so.
think it's Monday. Somewhere around there.
So.
Yeah. He was just here. He just said, "I'm bad."
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm gonna start doing more for Normal. Actually,
Oh, yeah?
Last year was a little crazy, and things have changed. I do not have a YouTube anymore. I do not have a partner anymore. It is just Ganja Girl, which is fine, and 22,000. Yeah, I had 22,000, and Instagram shut me down.
22,000 followers.
22.
And they all went away overnight.
What are you gonna do? I started Ganja Girl September of 2017. It took me, 2 years with a lot of help to get 22.
Do you think having your own website will eliminate that? Do you think you should, control the media and then share it to your followers? Do you think that they will still go there? Or do you think places like YouTube, Facebook, they have the control?
Right now I'm gonna focus on the law, of supporting Normal. I can't do everything.
Worry about following.
I've come to find out that I can't do everything. I want to do like 20 things at one time and I just can't. So I've come to find out I have to pick and choose what I want to do. And I've let Michael know that I want to help out and volunteer some time with him.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you'll be collecting signatures in this area or
all over, whatever he needs. He's gonna let me know what he needs. I'm actually gonna be meeting with him soon, and today's Thursday, I believe we're meeting, and we'll see him tonight at Normal. I mean, I'm going to be at Normal tonight, and you'll see me out there. I go to Women's Grow. I met Mita.
And that's where we met the first time. Yeah. So you're doing all these cannabis events and meetings and things as Ganja Girl. Does Jennifer work?
Jennifer is in transition.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jennifer has a hemp grow up in Colorado.
Oh,
Jennifer
cool.
has a hemp co-op in Colorado.
Wow. That's cool.
Jennifer was an Uber driver, and
Yeah.
she's not anymore.
So I can
And
always just pick up whenever. Just
exactly.
So get you to those areas.
I'm working hard in marketing.
Okay.
I want to market other people. I want to help people promote their products in a positive way.
Yeah.
I want to do reviews for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know, let everyone. That's why I'm kind of your test rabbit. I'm testing products on myself and letting you know how they are.
Yeah.
Seriously, and not for, again, I love being high, but I'm medicating with this for my pain, for my anxiety, for sleep, for depression. So I want to let you know I use things, and I want to give you an honest review. I'm not going to go slam anybody. If I don't like something, I will just simply not report on it.
And
I'll let you know I tried it, and here I tried it, and I probably might not try it again.
Right.
But, there's a lot of really good products out there. There's a lot of products that are, you get what you pay for. Some of the stuff isn't cheap, but when you buy, you might spend a few more dollars. You're getting a better product. So know what you're taking. Know what you're taking, everybody.
That's definitely, especially in cannabis, you're dealing with these allotments and these limits, and something that doesn't work for you took a lot off your allotment, and now you're kind of stuck for 2 weeks or whatever. And
that's a big part of the education. And when people do go in, they get aggravated very fast.
Yeah.
That I've noticed when I talk to people. I get DMs all the time, and I just had an extensive DM the other day with a gentleman that is so frustrated because he is on pain medicine. He needs it. He's been taking it since the 80s, and he's got a lot of medical problems, and so he needs certain pain medicine. And I'm trying to help him out with the CBD and help guide him on dosing, and he's frustrated. And I got him dialed in now.
Okay.
He takes a lot of medicine though, and people think it's going to be. I'm going to take this, and my pain's going to go away like the pain pill. It's not going to work like that. So I'm letting him know, hey, it's going to take a little bit longer. So
sure. Yeah, you got to reset the endocannabinoid system. Our opiate systems start opening up and start becoming stronger and stronger because we're taking so many opiates. And these other systems start going to the wayside because there's so much being devoted to those other systems that we're devoting to. We start replacing those with those opiates with cannabinoids. It's a totally different system. One has to close down for the other to start opening. So there has to be a balance, and there has to be a takeover. And it does take some time for those withdrawals and that system to start to balance out and to bring back to a normal level.
Well, and again, any other medicine, when you go to take any medicine, you got to keep it in your system. You start taking it every 4 to 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Charlotte's Web that I just tried, I took it upon myself because I wake up like this, talking. I'm very high energy, high anxiety, and I have to be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up needing to come down. I wake up, my mind is already awake an hour before my eyes open.
Yeah.
So taking one of those, it's a 10 milligram Charlotte's Web sleep.
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up, really?
Is it the melatonin type or? Yeah. So you're taking?
Sometimes I'll take one right when I sleep, depending
on
how I feel.
To get you going.
Because I want to wake up and smoke. A lot of times, when I got things to do, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I have things to do. I can't wake up and do a couple. I love bong hits. Doing a bong hit. I can't do a bong hit at the end because I smoke in the morning. I don't do that.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So I need to do an edible. It stays in my system longer.
Yeah, exactly.
And the effect is so different. That's another thing that's important to talk about is how each one affects us. How does that bong hit affect you? How does that blunt affect you? How does that joint, pipe? Everything there is a different feel. I get a different concentrates.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not personally just not a fan of concentrates because I like the high from flower.
Yeah. I get you.
The high.
Well, it's a full spectrum high. It's not just THC.
Right.
And that's the thing about concentrates. It's a concentrated form. It's just THC. And you're not getting all the other cannabinoids, not getting the CBG, CBN, all those other things that help you balance you out. And THC is great for that high, but if you really want that all around relief, that all around, it's more of a body high too. It's more of a natural. It's not just a head buzz.
Right.
That flower gives you a full spectrum. What do you think about this? It's a different.
I love it.
Yeah,
I do. I really, really do.
It's a real full spectrum because the when you combust, a lighter is 4,000 degrees. That's 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Those cannabinoids, it's chemical reaction, chemical. They combust and they turn into other things. You're extracting the THC, you're extracting the CBG, you're extracting all those things at their temperatures as they come out, and then it collects them in that bag, and it's cooling down, and then you just inhale those vapors. it's a pure.
I'm glad you touched on that because that is important because depending what you're doing it for what temperature,
Yeah.
whether it be shatter or sauce. Well, everything.
Yes, terpenes burn at a higher rate than the shatter does. So yeah, you got to have those. Yeah, you got to be able to burn them off.
And this again, I'm looking at the temp on this. Well, this was
it's 425.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Which it goes up to 446. So I actually have it pretty high. 385 is a good low vapor, but I know you like to smoke like joints, so I wanted to give you like a little bit of a smoke vapor too with it, so you get a little bit more of that home taste.
That taste is amazing though.
Yeah.
The terps are just amazing.
Yeah, when you do it at a lower temperature, you'll get just the terpenes, but you won't really see the vapors as much. But
are you gonna hit that now?
Yeah, I'll hit
Go
that now.
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a video.
I don't have the lung capacity you do though.
Iron lungs. They call me iron lungs for good reason.
Yeah. They call me aqua lung.
I am healthy, I'm very healthy. All that medicine I took, it was horrible.
Do you running or hike or?
I unfortunately I can't because of these 2 screws in my back.
Yeah.
I'm a swimmer.
Oh,
I
yeah?
love the water, absolutely.
Do you have a pool where you're at?
I was a water aerobic instructor
Oh,
for
wow.
15 years. There's something you don't know about me.
Yeah.
I love the water. I do.
That's good.
I
Me too.
absolutely do.
Yeah. Are you a water sign? Is that
Aries? I'm air. I'm fire.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm fire.
I think Scorpio's a water sign.
I love the water. I guess
Put you out.
Put me out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I do. I love being in the water. And it's
That's
great
cool.
exercise.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like me that has, I've got 2 screws in my back. I have an ailment. So
Yeah, definitely.
most of the people that are in water have, that do water exercise have something going on.
Takes that pressure off, huh? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Helps you
Absolutely.
a little weightless. Yeah, I definitely like the ocean. Even just sitting out there and just hearing the waves and connecting with that energy. And I wrote a lot of movies out there at the beach. But
that I miss. I miss being in the ocean. When I was in Brazil, I went in the ocean in Brazil.
So what was that like?
It was amazing. My trip to Brazil was the trip of a lifetime.
How long were you there for?
2 months.
Oh wow! Did you speak Portuguese or?
No, I was with Alexandre. He speaks Portuguese.
Oh, yeah.
He's Brazilian. Yeah, we met actually on Instagram about a month after I started Ganja Girl.
Wow.
I reached out to him for things I was doing.
Oh.
So we'd known each other. It took me like 7 months to plan the trip. I went there and we had a relationship, and we don't anymore, and that's okay. And we're friends.
Yeah, but you have the experience.
But I had the experience of Brazil that I would never. You can't do what I did.
Wow.
Nobody can go. You can't just go to Brazil and do what I did. Yeah, I flew into Sao Paulo. We stayed there for a week, and then we flew to the North Country, rented a car, and drove for 32 days to different beach cities, and just had the most amazing time. We went to a legal CBD facility.
Oh.
That was amazing.
So what, like facilities being like a store? Or
a grow, and they make their own product, and they help children with epilepsy.
Oh,
they
wow.
have patients and everything legal. And
So
what it took for them to do that there is,
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's Brazil. It's
What was
they kill you there. They just swoop in and kill you. They know you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. They know you're growing. They don't ask questions. They just swoop in and you're dead.
So what's the protection for? Where were they getting their protection? How?
Where were they getting their protection?
Yeah.
As far as
Like, that not happening, like somebody's.
it's Brazil. They were kind of just. Yeah, it's Brazil. It's different. They operate a whole different way in Brazil. So they were hiding and waiting for they were going to court. It took them a long time. They were fighting in court to get to be legal in Brazil, which is a big deal. They're totally illegal in Brazil. Yeah. So
That's crazy.
we went to another facility that was not legal. Which was kind of scary because, like I said, they find you, you're dead. Yeah.
So the one was government protected then.
Pardon
So
me?
the one is government protected.
Yes.
So that is the protection. They actually fought for it and got the protection.
Absolutely.
Where the other one, they can come in and just swoop in and do the. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So.
But they're helping people.
And they were doing
just
hemp
like
also, or were they cannabis?
Cannabis.
Oh, yeah.
Cannabis. Yeah.
Yeah.
CBD. The one was doing CBD.
Right.
The other one was doing cannabis.
The legal one was cannabis,
Right.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the cannabis one like? Was it more of a like a Rastafarian type feel to it, or was it more medical?
I don't want to comment on it.
No,
Well,
no?
it's Brazil. It was a long time ago, and it's not like you guys are gonna know where I was. It was in a house. It was someone that they were trying to be. They were trying to be legit. It wasn't just we were someone. They were trying to be legit.
Have you seen The Do-Over?
No.
Oh, Zach Galifianakis goes and buys weed from Juliet. Oh man, anyways, yeah, it's in a house, but she treats it like it's a medical facility. What is it?
Due date.
Oh, due date. Yeah, do-overs with Adam Sandler.
Like weeds.
Due date.
Weeds. I mean, you've watched
Weeds.
Weeds.
Yeah.
Love
Weeds a little bit too serious for me. It's a little bit too.
It's gotten crazy. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it in a while.
Yeah. I don't like the Breaking Bad style of it.
Right.
You know, the one that they tried doing on Netflix with
Kathy Bates.
yeah.
Oh, I know.
It was such a good idea, such
It
a
was
good start, but
great.
the laugh tracks and everything else killed it. You know, such a they went too hokey with it, and they had a good concept and they had good actors and they fucked it up, I think. But that's my opinion on that one.
I don't know what happened with that. It should be on still though.
If they would have done it without the laugh track and they did it more like an Office style, it would have been really good. Like if they would have done like the single camera, you know,
all right.
yeah.
Like Office, like The Office, that show. Okay.
Same actor, same everything, and just done it without the laugh track and done it more in your face, not fourth wall. You know, I think it would have been more watchable.
Not so sitcom-y.
Yeah. They went too sitcom for that subject. That in my opinion, they look like a Nickelodeon TV show.
Hopefully they'll do it again in a different way.
Hopefully.
Maybe they're reworking that now.
Yeah, but I know Kathy put in her own like money or something to make that happen. And
did she?
Yeah, she was like a producer on that.
She was awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, interesting.
Every time I see her, I think of Misery, though.
Yeah, me too. That's even when she was on The Office.
Scary woman.
I always think
she's awesome. I love you, Kathy Bates.
Yeah. She's done so much more. There's that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she should have hacked his foot off with the axe instead.
Oh man.
Michael was talking about that last time.
I'm your number one fan.
Yeah. That's funny. So that's 2 podcasts in a row that's came up now. So maybe Kathy Bates should be a guest because we talk about her so much now.
Talk to me about these figurines. I just looked over and saw like the guy in a chair tied up and
so yeah,
with blood coming. What's going on over here?
He's got the razor blades cutting his ear off here. These guys are in the other room talking, and while this guy's going psycho on the cop here. Does this seem familiar at all? Reservoir Dogs.
Nope. Okay, I was gonna say nope.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Reservoir Dogs. But we watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood last night. Quentin Tarantino film.
Is that okay?
And, yeah, it was pretty good. And the crazy thing is I'm kind of a Tarantino stalker. I've been to his house. I put scripts in his door. I've done some things. And the last shot is of his actual house, of his gate. And it was such a like.
Did you really? Is this true story?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Because
Hollywood?
I was trying to do everything. So he lives off of Mulholland and Woodrow Wilson, where they meet there. And as a young struggling writer trying to make it in Hollywood with the writer strike happening, I was desperate. I was doing everything I could. So I went to producers' buildings, the offices. I went to directors' houses. I went everywhere I could to try and to get my script in people's hands. So yeah, I definitely recognized that location. So it's interesting.
You're one of those.
I mean,
hey, it works. Hey, you know what?
It didn't work, but
sometimes it does.
You know, I made a lot of connections. We I got memories and things that nobody else will ever have, an experience that nobody else will ever have, because a lot of people won't do that.
Should have brought his favorite food.
Yeah, I didn't go too stalker on it.
Remember that food. It always gets them.
My thought on that is, how do you know this is my favorite food? And what did you do?
Quentin Tarantino's favorite food.
What did you do to it? I'm not going to eat this.
Have it sent to
off.
him. Have it sent to him.
Maybe at the restaurant. Maybe a gift card to his favorite restaurant.
There you go. Food. I'm telling you, that's a way to somebody's. Yep.
He doesn't give a fuck about money or whatever, but the food is definitely
sent him his favorite pastry or his favorite.
So speaking of, when I was trying to get my movie, The Story of a Gun, made, I went to A Band Apart, which is Quentin's production company, and the reader there was reading my script, and I called him up, and I said, hey, what's your favorite cookie? I'm going to send you a plate of cookies. And he goes, save your cookies, bro. We're not making this movie.
No.
Yeah. So that's when I started going, okay, well, I'm going to get it to Quentin because he's going to make this movie. And So yeah, so he's like, nah, bro.
Have you met? Did you meet him?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. There's a whole other.
What's
crazy
he
story.
like in person?
Very angry.
Really?
Because you go to his house and yeah,
You stalked him.
he
Who
doesn't
the
want
hell are
that
you?
shit. Yeah, exactly. No. I'm sure he's a nice guy
He's
when
probably a
you
lovely gentleman.
don't interrupt him at his
Right.
place of residence.
I can, yeah. That
Yeah.
didn't go over well. But
No.
You got to,
He has my scripts.
there you go.
So
Right on.
I don't know if he's ever read them, but he took them. So
Just to get rid of you.
yeah. He didn't call the cops.
He didn't?
No, but so that is part of my. So this is my part of my inspiring drive when I go through Hollywood and through Mulholland. And we take this drive all the time. One of the times when I'm just down on my luck, depressed, nothing's happening, nothing's working. Driving through the hills, and I'm driving by his house, and sure enough, he comes out of his driveway, just scrumming down, and like almost T-bones me, like literally, like almost hits me in front of his own house, and then, like this is after I've already had this conversation with him, so I'm like fuck, and then like he looks over and tells whoever, or it's Rosario Dawson next to him in the car, but he says something, and they just both start laughing. I'm like, I'm an idiot. So this has made my day worse. I ended up driving down Mulholland, like down the 405, down Sunset, going to my beach, and I ended up writing a movie that day because of that experience. But whatever. So
Something good came from it.
nothing. No, it's data on a computer I don't even have. Yeah. That's the thing about writing, man. People have to read it. It's hard to get them to do it.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my depressing times. Let's go back to the positive cannabis stuff now. Yeah, but that's how I got into cannabis. Was I went out to Hollywood to be a writer and ended up growing for dispensaries and getting into patient care and understanding why this plant is important to patients and not just for money or for profit. Why people actually need this cannabis, why they need the plant. So I brought that knowledge back to Arizona in 2012, 2013-ish, and helped open up Herbal Wellness Center. They were the third dispensary to open, but we came back with that patient care aspect of it. And that's where kind of our campus college evolved from, was make sure that the dispensaries understood that the patients were the reason that you opened up in the first place. They're the ones who are going to keep on coming back to knowledgeable bud tenders, to great products, and to people who actually recommend the right products to them. A first-time patient anybody can get. Why do they keep on coming back? It's because you helped them, you make them feel better, etc. And that's why our dispensary stood out. That's why the college took off, is because we taught patient care. And that's why I brought back from California. I don't know how I got off on that subject, but I was filling some time with that cannabis.
Well, it's nice to know that you can go somewhere and get educated and not feel like you're rushed out the door.
Yeah.
And you have knowledgeable people that know. People need to know what they're talking about. And they need to know the products that they're in their dispensaries.
Yeah.
That's a lot. One thing I noticed too.
As a bud tender, as a dispensary manager, it's very important for the bud tenders to get the samples of the products that come in. Take off their allotment, whatever, but make sure that they understand what they do, how they work, if it's good, if it's not, if it's priced right, if it's priced wrong. The bud tender will be your first information on that. And some dispensaries don't give those samples to the bud tenders. And it shows, those they're not having patients come back. The bud tenders who have the samples, who actually try the products, who can recommend the right products to the right people, it's the ones who are getting the samples who are seeing the return customers.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You can't comment on something. It's hard to I shouldn't say you can't, but it's very hard to comment on something that you haven't tried.
Yeah.
Because it does. Each one does affect us differently. Even though indica, like I said, I wake up to indica. The stuff I do, I don't recommend other people do it. No, absolutely not. Don't do what I do. It works for me. That's not for you. That's what people need to understand, is you need to find out what works for you, and then start out small.
Yeah.
Don't go in and I want the most THC there is out there, know when you want energy. I talked to someone the other day. Gosh, she was so frustrated because she wanted energy.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't know that sativa was for energy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just a straight up sativa. She was doing a hybrid indica.
Yeah.
She was, telling me the things she was doing, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
here's your problem. This is what you need during the day. This is what you need at night. and don't make she goes, should I do one gummy of indica and one of sativa? I'm like, no,
You're a
I
hybrid
don't
again.
suggest it. I go, I don't. It's a waste too. That's
Yeah,
another thing people don't understand. You can only do so much, and then it's just a waste.
Yeah. Edibles are a little different because, when you inhale something, you're exhaling most of the smoke. You're only going to be able to get whatever. But with the edible, you're going to get 30% absorption, but it's going to keep on happening the whole time it's digesting. And
Stay in your bloodstream longer.
it's
People,
it's gonna pile up a little bit more.
Right. And people don't wait long enough. They eat, wait 15, 20 minutes, half hour. They eat the rest of that cookie and now eat the whole thing, and now they're just too high. And that's scary.
Or do it before too late before bed, and you miss the whole thing. You wake up good.
I will say I did a lot of Uber last year, and I enjoyed it. I did a lot of networking. I talked to a lot of people. You talk to people from all over the world. It was actually quite interesting. I started doing it for extra money, and then found out I could make a lot of money, and I did.
Oh, really? Through Uber, huh?
Oh yeah, I made about $4 or $5 a month.
Wow.
I'd sunk myself into it. That's why I'm not doing it anymore. I put a lot of miles on my car, beat myself up, beat myself up.
So the money's there, but there's an exchange.
Oh yeah, big time. I put 60,000 miles on my Mercedes last year. Oh yeah, it looks like it's been shot at. So I took a step back on that.
I understand.
But I met a lot of people, and anytime somebody got in the car, where are you from? Colorado. Oh, you must smoke weed, and they most likely did, So I had really good conversations with a lot of people, and I had conversations with several people that they had tried edibles for the first time.
Yeah.
Did too much, and they'll never do them again.
Right,
and I'm just like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And the first thing I say is, I'm so sorry to hear that, because that is a shame.
Yeah.
And she didn't know. And did she know what she was doing? No. Did she know how many milligrams it was? Did she know anything? No.
Yeah.
She just handed it to her daughter. Her daughter gave it to her.
Yeah.
And just said, here, eat that. And that's the thing, is that people just, especially for the first time, know what you're taking, and go easy, people, because it is, when I told you, it was vaping too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It was 100 milligram bag of their shortbread cookies, and I thought, I'm gonna do this and see what happens. Yeah, I got high as fuck.
Yeah.
And there's no reason. And now I know, but if I ever need it for pain, or if I ever need to, if I'm sick or something, I can go do that. Hey, now I know I can go do that. But to just go do that, it's a waste. And I could see how it would be scary for someone, especially I kind of know what to expect, kind of sort of, because I know weed, been doing it for so long. Edibles are different, but for someone that has no experience, and for that to happen to them, that's terrifying.
It is.
It's terrifying.
That's something that
I feel bad for him. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
I think a good vape concentrate is a good introduction to those types of people, because those cartridges are a similar effect to the edible that go away a little bit quicker. And if you can get that edible, because those are the same oil that they're putting in both.
Okay.
So especially the vaping, they're putting their distillate right into their edibles.
Right.
So you're going to get a similar effect. And
I love vaping. That's one of my faves. Oh yeah.
With
That's when I do concentrates.
That's Herbal Wellness Center.
I love that stuff, because you can do anything with it. You put it underneath your tongue, put a little bit on, put it underneath your tongue.
So it's right there.
Yes, vaping.
So
Let me see. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Look at it. What do you have? Oh, I love this stuff. You've got raw too. Look what he's got, everybody.
We're gonna try a little hit in here.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, we can do this.
I can't let your eyes light up. It's a vape, but
This is like my fave. Oh yes, it is. Vaping is my favorite. Okay, so concentrates. I would have bought a pen. I didn't know. See, I would have brought my pen.
So we'll figure it out.
I have a bunch of concentrate at home.
The flower just just to put down a little bit extra smoke, But
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel spoiled here. This is nice.
We'll do it right.
Thank you.
This is Toking Today.
Thank you again for inviting me. This is lovely. It's nice to talk about this. It's things need to be talked about.
The narrative.
Yes.
Are you seeing a lot of people in the Uber and stuff have like a stigmata about weed, or stigmata?
You know what? Honestly, there's not one person that I told that got offended that I told them who I was.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, you kind of feel that out though. I didn't tell everybody, hey, I'm Ganja Girl, but I handed out my business card to a lot of people in my car and told them who I was and what I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's when I had my 22,000, by the way, that I don't anymore, that I'm building back up. Thank you very much for following my new one. But yeah, I mean, it's This is a big deal. I say I'm passionate about this is an understatement. I eat, breathe, and live this. I have to stop myself from talking about this sometimes, honestly, because it's
This
just
is for you.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring it to you first.
Oh, okay. Here, will you take a picture? Here. Thank you.
Ready to go? Just touch it too.
All right. Oh, it's all ready?
Yep. It's ready to go to start inhaling. Yep. And there it is. Nice big dab. Heck yeah. That's a big one. She crushed it. Ganja Girl hitting the vape in over here at Toking today. That's just vapors. It's not smoke.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. You're the best. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm gonna get me a little one.
Yeah. Oh.
There
I'm
it
gonna have
is.
to go get some vaping. Oh my gosh.
That's
Thank
that-
you.
that's
I
that
haven't had
magical
I
feeling.
love that stuff. It is. Vaping, I love you. You know I do.
Vaping's the sponsor of the
Hat
show.
goes off to vaping.
John
Absolutely.
Wynn, I see you out there. I see you tuned in. So if you're watching this,
Vaping streets.
hook us up.
Thank you. Yeah, really. Hook us up, right? Oh, they know I love
That's
them.
funny. Yep.
They know who I am. They know
Two-
who Ganja Girl is.
Two of their
Thank you.
CEOs have tuned into this podcast, by the way.
Right on.
So they need to hook us the fuck up.
Right?
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. Oh.
There's not two CEOs, but two of their head guys. But yeah. Funny. So
Well, I
now,
can show you the bud that I brought.
well,
I mean,
I
can't
can-
smoke
we
it, but
can
can I
run-
show it to you?
yeah, we can load up a new baggie if you want to.
I
But
wish I knew what strain it was, but I don't. This was a
What we
gift.
got?
This was a gift from Omar.
Omar,
Omar the beard.
I think I
on
saw this on
Instagram.
Instagram this morning. Yeah,
He's awesome. Yeah, he gave that to me the other night.
that's a nice dense snug. I love a good dense snug.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed. I posted
Mm.
that this morning.
Very, very,
He's awesome. He
Very-
does a lot
yeah.
for the community. So big shout out to Omar. Thank you.
very nice snug. I love a good dense bud. Someone
I'm
that's lit
telling
well.
you. I know. Look at that. That's kick-ass
Yeah.
bud structure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's when you get a
I
light,
wish you guys had.
when you get a
smelled
light
it. It's
airy
awesome.
bud, it's not. It just burn up so gross and fast.
Yeah, I know.
But
This is really, really good. I'm very
Yeah.
impressed with this.
Very
It
nice.
Looks good, smells good, tastes fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Good to be Ganja Girl.
Yes, it is. Sometimes I take a lot of shit sometimes, but that's okay. I'm not going to stop being me. I'm unstoppable.
Yeah. Well,
Might be slowed down just a tiny little bit for the moment, but it's going to be a good year. I project a very good year.
no
Absolutely.
more extra screws or bolts going in you this
I
year.
hope not,
no.
for God's sakes, honestly. Oh,
No more titanium. No new hips.
No, the
No.
surgery was March of '09. I had
So-
back surgery the day after the day before my daughter turned 5.
Oh,
That's when
wow.
I had surgery.
Wow.
That's how done I was. I was eating pain pills like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't a cure, but I was like, I don't want to take this medicine anymore. And little did I know that was going to throw me into the, terrible world of pain management. But I'm glad I had the surgery. I needed it.
Yeah.
It was a success for me.
That's good.
Absolutely. I hear those stories
Yeah.
too, and that's
Some of
horrible.
these surgeries that aren't successful. Yeah.
They got to go back and have another one and
Yeah.
another one, and it didn't work out.
Definitely.
So I'm very fortunate. I caught it early. That's one thing too, is people, you wait and then they get, like with mine are L4, L5, which is right at your spine.
Yep. Yeah.
And if you don't do anything, they're just going to crawl up your back.
Yeah.
So, and then you're not going to get better. It's just going to get worse. So I knew I needed to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did what I did. And,
Well.
I'm learning and teaching people now.
How was that with a 5-year-old at the house though? Was it tough going through
Man,
a back
she
surgery?
doesn't- Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she doesn't really remember. That's another thing. I knew I needed to just get it done. I could barely move. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I didn't want to live like that.
Did you have help at the house or?
Well, my ex-husband, I was married at the time, so
Okay.
he helped a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he's very, very supportive. Always,
that's good.
always got a lot of help. Yeah,
That's good.
absolutely.
So you weren't doing it on your own.
No,
but
no.
But still having a 5-year-old still tough with back
And my
surgery no matter
son,
what.
yeah, and my son, he's my kids now are 15. My daughter will be 16 in March. My son
Uh-huh.
just turned 18. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they live with their dad.
Yeah, my kids, my son just turned 18 himself, and then my daughter, she will be 20 this year. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, my kids are really supportive of what I do. They
That's
don't,
good.
they watch me. I see that they watch me, but
Yeah.
they kind of stand back. They don't want to be on pages or anything like that. They've got their lives.
But dad's on your side though. He's not talking bad about you and the cannabis or anything to the kids.
My
nothing-
ex-husband?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no.
that's
He's
good.
very supportive. No,
That's
I
good.
have I've got a lot of haters though.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got people that just don't understand what I'm doing and they think I'm crazy. And,
Well, at least it's not
and-
the ex. That's what you,
No,
yeah.
no. He's very supportive.
That's
of what I
cool.
do.
That's really
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah, I have the cannabis community is wonderful.
Yeah.
Some people don't understand what I'm doing. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm, basically teaching you how I medicate. I'm showing you. I'm an advocate.
Yeah.
Stop the stigma, marketing.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of things, and again." Things are not happening the way they were. I'm kind of not starting. I don't want to say I'm starting over, but I'm, things are happening.
Well.
My phone's ringing and I'm ignoring it.
Yeah.
They can wait.
They can
wait.
Well, that's the great thing about this new industry. There's so many new things to happen. There's so many new ideas developing, and so many things we can take from other industries and add to this industry. What were you doing before cannabis?
Stay-at-home mom. I was married 21
yeah?
years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I started Ganja Girl when I was still married.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So September of 2017 is when I started Ganja Girl. I was still
Oh,
I was
so
yeah.
you're recently single and put out there. So you're independent. Like just bringing it all to yourself this last couple
and then
years.
things changed. Like I said, I went to Brazil.
Yeah.
Alessandra and I were partners, and we're not now, and that is just recent.
Yeah.
Very recent, like
Okay.
within the last few weeks, literally. So that has just changed a lot of things, and that's
Okay.
okay. But we're going forward. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Might be baby steps, but we're still going forward. We're not stopping.
That's good.
Just things are changing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Life,
Change is good.
life is full of it for
Change
sure.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Is there anything that you want to touch on that we haven't?
Well, I
Gotcha.
think I mentioned normals tonight. So, Michael Weiser, again, I'm going to give him a big shout out because he's awesome. And I'm going to be doing a lot more for normal and being out there. And,
Awesome.
2020 is the year. Legalization.
Smart and safer.
Big deal.
Smart and
Huge
safe.
deal.
Yeah.
And MEDA, Marijuana Industry Trade Association,
Yeah.
Women's Grow.
Yeah.
These things are all important.
Have you been to the Pink Kush?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, Pink Kush. Woohoo.
Yeah.
We love those ladies. Absolutely. I could shout out a bunch of people if you want.
Well, I'm
absolutely.
Just curious what all you're hitting up. I know she got the crystal skull there.
Oh, you know what? This is Nugs Jewels.
Oh, it's a
let me give
nug.
this is yeah.
So it's a nug. Okay,
Nugs,
I was looking.
this
It looked like a skull in the shape of
Oh,
a skull for
no,
a second
this
because it's
is-
the shape on the backside. I see now.
I'll show it to you when we're done. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this is Nugs Jewels. I'll give them a shout out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a bud.
Very
So
cool.
I'm actually going to have a giveaway. Once I hit 500, I'm going to have a giveaway on they gave me one for a giveaway.
Ooh,
yes,
very cool.
They did. So and then
So go and at Ganja with a O.
Ganja Girl, GONJA Girl, and then OX.
OX.
And
And on Instagram.
follow me and
Follow her.
follow me, love me, support me. It's all about education, folks. It's all about stop the stigma. If you want product review, DM me. I am doing a lot more CBD, so I do want your products. I want to know how they are affecting people. I will give you an honest review. I'm going to start doing that. I'm not going to be ugly. If I don't like something, I'll be nice about it. I don't think I would get this again, and just keep it at that. But
Very
I'm
cool.
going to start doing some really good reviews, honest reviews, and it's
Yeah.
all about love and support. There's a lot of backstabbing. Stop it, people. There's a
Yeah.
lot of that going on in this community, so stop it. Let's all work together. I don't want to do this by myself. I
Yeah.
can't be Ganja Girl by myself.
Yeah.
I need an army of people, and I need people to love and support what I'm doing and understand that I'm out there.
That's like Cali love, but it's hard to find it in Arizona. It's really hard. Everybody wants to take your idea and apply it to their own, and say they had it first and do. It's,
Yeah.
and they'd be mad at you for doing it too.
You gotta watch your
So-
back. You gotta watch your back.
It is what it is. The haters are gonna hate, but just do it.
We keep going. You just gotta, you gotta keep your circle small, people. Keep it
Yeah.
small with keep on one hand. How many
Well-
people you got in your life? All you need is one hand filled, and that's it.
I had a line. You just made it a triangle, so
There.
it's
You
not
know
a
what?
circle.
Keep it small. Keep
Yeah.
your circle small. Keep your enemies closer. That's another
Yeah.
one.
Keep
Someone
them
taught
keep
me
'em on
that.
Facebook.
Keep
That's where they seem to watch me.
right.
2,000.
Those
2,000
haters are out there. There's always going to be people out
watches
there.
and
Oh yeah,
5 likes.
they're watching. They
Yeah.
are. There's people watching. There are people. There's people that watch me. I know. There's one thing too that can't love on me, like me,
Yeah.
because of what they do.
Yeah.
You know, they can't be seen. I literally have people go, yeah, nice. I can't. You know, I wish I could. I can't though. I can't follow you. I can't follow
I'm
you,
just
but I can
creeping.
go in and look.
Yeah.
Creepers, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's okay. That's all right. I'll take
Whatever.
you. Yeah, you're watching. That's
Yeah,
okay.
but I need the followers.
You're learning.
Go create a fake account.
You know, one day if maybe they're saying something to somebody about
I'm
me.
just kidding.
You know, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe they are.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take anybody, even if
Yeah.
you troll all you want. You
Get
look
that
all you
referral.
want, and now tell somebody about me if you
Oh,
can't.
that's how me and April met. Everybody told her to stay away from me. You know, that's.
I love you guys.
That's
No,
what
I
works.
tell you know, your dispensary is awesome, by the
Thanks.
way.
Yeah.
I plug a lot of people, you know, and there's
Yeah.
not even CBD dispensaries. They're not all created equal.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
People need to know what their products are.
No.
They need to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Talking
for
to
sure.
their people, you know, if you have a product in there, know what the product is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is best to your ability. And I'm learning too a lot. I mean, I don't know everything, you know, and
Yeah.
especially as far as the CBD is concerned, I'm just dabbling in that.
Yeah.
The hemp, you know, this was my first the hemp co-op. This is
Yeah.
the first crop.
Yeah.
We just harvested and we're going through that. So I'm learning a lot. I'm
That's
just
awesome.
starting out in this.
I'll get you. We'll enroll you into the CBD for You class on Herbal Risings. We'll get you a free class on that.
Oh, thank
Because
you.
that's some pretty good information right there.
That-
That'd be a good one for you. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So herbalrisings.com. We'll get you on CBD for You.
Hold on. Thank you. I
Cool.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, because I am studying that.
And
And
you
I
have
am on
A
my
certificate.
computer
You
looking
know,
at
that
that.
certification. You just put on your wall.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
certified. Yeah.
on.
Right on. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming out. I think we can end it there. It's been about an hour.
All right. Well,
Been a
thank
good
you so
little
much
show.
for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah,
I
Ganja
appreciate
Girl.
it.
Jennifer,
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out.
You have a good day.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Check us out next time. Toking Today.
Bye.
Like and subscribe.